I'd like to show you a drill or an exercise that's going to help loosen up the shoulders. All right, so we're always looking for flexibility. Relaxation comes easier if we can get our shoulders to loosen up. So we're going to use a practice drill for that purpose. It's going to look something like this. So again, whenever you're doing your exercises and you're in a static position, you always want to take your Wu Ji stance. If you don't remember what that is or you don't know what it is, when you start your feet together, spread them as far as you can, keep it on the balls of your feet. Put your tongue over your mouth, lips closed. You're going to breathe in and out through your nose. So this is what the drill is going to look like. We're going to start like this, and I'm just going to show it to you and then we'll detail it. So hopefully it sort of looks like I'm flying, and I kind of am, internally at least. I'm going to keep my Zen point straight ahead. So again, focus your eyes on something that's at eye level. Now, some of you have seen me do these arm drop things where we do it kind of like this. That was good for getting us used to just letting all the muscles go in our arms. We do things like this where we drop them and bounce, and same thing, do them to the sides. So when we do this, we're really just getting used to that dropping, but really not focusing our tension on our shoulders at that point. We're just trying to let all these muscles go so that they're like ropes. Now we're going to take it to the next level where we're going to focus your attention here. So when you practice this, go in slow motion. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. Don't worry about speed, worry about accuracy. We want to localize our mindfulness into our shoulders. So notice when my hands are up like this, I'm going to drop this hand and bring my attention here. You're going to drop the shoulder. See how the shoulder drops? You're going to drop the shoulder, then drop the hand. All right, so if I was just to stay on this one side, it's shoulder, shoulder, elbow, wrist, and hand. So the motion is drop the shoulder, drop the elbow. So drop, 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 drop. So when you put both hands into it, take your time. If you have to do this a little bit just to get your attention, okay, it's the shoulders, it's the shoulders, it's the shoulders. Do that. Because you want this process to start with the shoulders dropping and the arms following. One's going to go in front, one's going to go in back. Reset. Now when you do this, the shoulders are going to come up, so that's cool. It gets you ready to drop them again. Okay. And then you alternate your hands. So my suggestion is that you just go slow. Make sure that you're dropping the shoulders, elbows, wrist in that sequence. Alternate. Shoulders, elbows, wrist. Once you feel like you're starting to get it, then go ahead and speed this up a little bit. And maybe imagine that you're flying. Because that's kind of what I think it looks like. Okay? So that's that part. Now we're going to do the exact same thing, but this time instead of alternating our hands one in front and one behind us, we're going to still alternate them, but both hands are going to be the front. And we're also going to sink and rise in our stance. So I'm pretty much, knees aren't locked, but I'm high in my stance. So now what's going to happen is I'm going to slow this down. I'm going to alternate one in front and one in back, but both hands in front of me. Come up, shoulders, elbows, wrist, and alternate. So shoulder, elbows, wrist, and alternate. Now while I'm doing this at the same time, I'm going to start to bend my knees slowly. So I'm going to start to sink, and sink, and sink, and sink, until I can't really sit any lower than this. Then once I get down here, I'm going to start to rise back up. So rising up. And once I'm up here at full height, sink down. So we do 3 of these. So this is the second sinking. And rising. And sinking. This will be the 3rd set. Again, it's a little tricky because you're trying to loosen up your shoulders, but then you're also saying, well, I got to rise at the same time. Kind of raising the bar a little bit here. Okay, good. So that's basically the idea. So you're doing the same thing. Shoulder, elbow, wrist. One is in front, one is behind, and then on the second one, They alternate in the front, but you rise and sink at the same time. The last one's going to be going forward, so it's going to be the same thing. I'm going to use my center to throw my arm out. So I'm going to use my center, and then I'm going to think shoulder, elbow, wrist. Throw, shoulder, elbow, wrist, and then as this one comes back, that one goes out, same thing, shoulder, elbow, wrist. So you're basically moving from your center, hands going straight ahead, not out to the corners, not flying away. You control it. So just use your center to throw it, throw it, throw it. Make your arms like ropes. Think shoulder, elbows, wrist. All of these things are designed to loosen up our shoulder joint. Keep your Zen point on the roof of your mouth. Relax, breathe in and out through your nose. Okay, so hopefully you'll start to practice that. That one's a little tricky. You do have to kind of think about mindfulness here, and if you do that in slow motion, it'll come to you a lot easier, so that when you're in class and doing the warm-ups, you'll just fall into place. Okay? All right, enjoy.